Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday, October 19th. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith from the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your weather hazard briefing for Southeast Idaho. All of our weather is loaded right up front. It's really all going to be today before things get a lot quieter for the week ahead. Might as well get it all out of the way here in one shot. Several things going on today here as we look at our key points. First, warm weather for a few hours. Not sure it's going to be enough to really help a lot of you out because we do have rain coming in, but temperatures late this morning and early this afternoon are going to make a run up into the mid-50s to even some mid-60s, at least for a few hours, before we see our next storm system with a strong cold front pushing into the region. A lot of our weather impacts today are going to be tied to this front. So what we're expecting here is a band of rain and some enhanced wind gusts, 35 to 50 miles an hour along and immediately behind this front. Expected to last about 2 to 4 hours at any given location as it crosses the region today. I'll show you some timing, some more information here in just a second. Outside of the cold front itself, we're expecting breezy conditions everywhere for a good portion of this afternoon and overnight tonight, and there will be some additional rain and snow showers lingering behind the front, but certainly a pretty sharp hit of impacts here with this cold front. It's going to be one of those days where once that front hits, you may be like, oh, wow. Well, this is interesting. Burst of some at least moderate rainfall with some enhanced winds coming across our forecast area. Still expecting most of the snow accumulations, and this is all temperature dependent, terrain dependent, expected to stay above about 7,000 feet with this system. Although if you're one of the lucky locations to get a shower behind the front, particularly as we go into this evening and overnight, some of those flakes may get down to valley floors because we will see those colder temperatures, of course, behind that frontal passage. Now, once we get all of this wrapped up, we have a much quieter week ahead. Currently looks like dry conditions for the entire region Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before our next system is on our doorstep, arriving sometime in the Friday to Saturday timeframe. So here's your front-loaded impacts. Here's that system and cold front coming through today. Breezy conditions everywhere across the region with a little burst of extra wind, again, with that cold frontal passage. Rain showers for most of you, some snow showers mixing in across the Central Mountain region. And if you happen to be up in any of our backcountry locales, as you get up in elevation here in some of our mountains, a few snow showers may be lingering Monday morning as well, well east of I-15. Island Park area, Upper Snake Highlands, down along the Wyoming border. Maybe a little slow to wrap some of this up, but by the time we get to late morning or lunch on Monday, that should be done. And outside of that, skies will be trending clearer and sunnier as well. Did expand our risk level, our yellow shading for minor risks here to include even locations not getting snow because some of these wind gusts may be a bit hazardous if you're driving a high-profile vehicle. Again, particularly from late morning or lunchtime today into the overnight hours tonight. So if you are going to be traveling with a high-profile vehicle or you have other interests that are prone to high wind, just do keep in mind it will be quite breezy today. Not quite there for a wind advisory, but certainly something that you'll notice out there. No watches, warnings, or advisories locally. There are some winter weather advisories just outside our area here shown in purple. Also a few wind alerts for various locations, but here it looks like all of our hazards today are going to fall just below criteria where we would look at any advisories or warnings. You can see that system marching across Washington and Oregon this morning here on the satellite loop. Big band, a cloud cover coming in across that region. Still mostly clear as the sun rises here across Southeast Idaho, and that sunshine early on will help drive those temperatures to get as warm as they'll get today prior to the precipitation arriving. Very easy to see where the front is here on the radar image. You can see it draped again right across Washington and Oregon. Some of that rain starting to get into the Idaho Panhandle as well. Nothing quite yet to Stanley. So again, we're opening things up this morning with mostly sunny skies, and we'll see those warmer temperatures in a break here before this entire area of rain and wind comes down across Southeast Idaho. High temperatures again late this morning into early this afternoon. We'll see 60 degrees all the way up to Idaho Idaho Falls, Swan Valley, Driggs getting very close as well, just a few degrees off in Chalice, 62 even down to Montpelier, and then some mid to upper 60s here possible across the Raft River region, Burley, Twin Falls, where it normally is a bit warmer. All of this is going to cool as soon as that front crosses your area. We're going to look at timing now on that. So, wasn't able to use the model I wanted to use. I'm actually using a different one here, but this is just to give kind of a general idea of what the radar might look like today and a general sense of timing. Do build in some wiggle room here. We have several models that we look at, and each one is advertising differences of an hour or two on some of this timing. So do build in some wiggle room here, but this will kind of give you a visual on how this is going to proceed. So by 10 a.m. this morning, right on our doorstep, approaching Salmon, Chalice, and Stanley. As we advance to 11 and noon, you can see that band of rain and that embedded cold front marching into the Central Mountains with precipitation in areas like Stanley and Chalice and Sun Valley. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we start to bring that front out into the Snake Plain and Eastern Magic Valley for early this afternoon. By 3 p.m. and 4 p.m., you can see that front draped from about Island Park down the I-15 corridor, Idaho Falls, Blackfoot, Pocatello, and Burley. Again, build in an hour or two, wiggle room either direction. You'll also notice this afternoon that we are seeing some additional redevelopment of some lighter, more isolated rain and snow shower activity here behind the front. Best chance for that is going to be across the Central Mountain region, but hard to completely say no to a stray shower elsewhere as well. 5 p.m., 6 p.m., we start to focus down into the southern highlands and the eastern highlands, although we may not completely be done yet here clearing out of the Snake Plain. And then by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, that front is just about out of our region by the time we get to sunset or just past sunset. Still some lingering showers into the overnight here across the Central Mountain region and maybe up toward the Island Park region as well as we go into the night. And that'll be rain or snow depending on your elevation. So how this all shakes out here as far as precip and snowfall. So over here on the left, this is total moisture, total precipitation, mostly rain, but it's also accounting for snow, melted snow. And you can see most of the region picking up about 1/10 of an inch, even down in many of the lower elevation areas, maybe a little less here over Mud Lake and Arco Desert. Portions of the Central Mountains here from Galena Summit up to Stanley and over to Chalice. A little bit wetter up that direction. We'll see some areas picking up 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of liquid, and some higher amounts here approaching 1/2 inch too along the Wyoming border. How much of that falls as snow? Well, over here on the right, again, this is all driven by temperature. So snowfall really confined above 7,000 feet for most of you, maybe 6,500 feet in a few spots. You can see Banner Summit, Galena Summit, going to see some accumulations, maybe a light coating for the Stanley area. Island Park, you're going to be right on the fringes. Driggs. It's possible you may see a coating of snow out of this. It's going to be just based on temperature and if there's shower activity actually occurring when it's cold enough. And then you can see a few of the mountain peaks here in the Central Mountains picking up maybe closer to 6 inches of snow out of this system. Again, this is all going to wrap up by late tonight into Monday morning. So for a few of our passes, do be on the lookout for some slick spots. Here's a graphic showing Idaho Highway 75, starting over here in Ketchum on the left and then going up and over Galena Summit, ending up eventually in Stanley. And you can see a little bit of a range of snowfall possible here. Again, exactly when and where are showers falling during particular periods of temperature. But in general, there is the potential for a coating to 1 inch or 2 of snow in this corridor. So if you are traveling, particularly over mountain passes, or you're doing anything up in the backcountry, especially across the Central Mountain region, just be on the lookout for some snow and slush that you may have to contend with here. Here's a look at highest wind gusts this afternoon and tonight, and this is independent of the cold front. So we're going to see breezy conditions developing late this morning into the lunchtime hour, and those breezy conditions are going to continue all afternoon and evening and all night tonight for most of you. So even regardless of where the cold front is, these are some of the gusts that we're going to be looking at across the region, generally about 25 to 35 miles an hour, although you can see here from the Arco Desert and craters over into Idaho Falls and Swan Valley, may see some more 35 to 40 mile an hour gusts. And then again, enhanced winds right along and behind the front with gusts of 35 to 50 miles an hour possible as that front and that band of rain moves through your area. So keep that in mind as well. High temperatures as we go into Monday, 1 day cool down. It will be noticeably cooler here for your Monday, although dry with sunshine breaking out here across the region. Mountains generally getting into the 40s. Most of our lower elevation population centers, upper 40s to low 50s. But then as we proceed here into Tuesday on the left and Wednesday on the right for high temperatures, you can see a warming trend does resume under, again, dry conditions, quiet conditions for much of the week. By Wednesday, we'll see some 60s returning here, at least across the eastern Magic Valley, but also for places such as Preston, Montpelier, Swan Valley, Stanley, Chalice, possibly exceeding 60 degrees as well. So not bad as we head into midweek. That's what we're looking at here. Again, over the next week or so, most of the impacts today, quieter for most of the week, and we'll keep an eye on that next storm system approaching the region starting Friday or Saturday. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, we're here 24/7 at our office. You can use the information shown here to reach out. And everyone have a wonderful Sunday.